now, Beat Up Cat family, welcome back to the channel, boys and girls. You know I'm your host, man, and this is
JC.
Boys and girls, 7th week on the road, in the bag. It's money time. We're about to get paid. All right, boys and girls, we got that on the bag, and we had 5 picks, and we got 4 right. Only one failed us. We're gonna talk about this, and I'm a bitch just in a minute. Anyways. Let's just talk about this as quickly as possible. I mean, I want to be here, but at the same time, I want you guys to give you some fun and some information if you boys and girls didn't see a couple of the fights.
And we have a vacation next week because there is no card.
Yeah, we ain't got no cards, boys and girls, so...
We have 1 week to chill out and then continue with the streak.
Yep, and then the streak continues and the money keeps raining from the bookies. Bad luck for them. They are lucky we're not going into other sports. We'll dry that bank, motherfucker. Alright, so first fight of the night, you boys and girls know if you didn't know, it's a women's flyweight bout between Silva and Bleda, which Silva, it's not our pick, but I predicted this lady was gonna win.
She showed toughness because in the first round Teresa had it in a triangle and she waited.
She got out of it, dude. And then she turned the ground control back against Bleda and then knocked her out. Period. Yeah. Good job, Silva, which every lady would have your IQ and your strength. Anyways, second fight of the night, and our first pick, motherfuckers, is only a bantamweight bout between Histon versus Garcia.
And we predicted, we said it. It's gonna be Histon all the time with the wrestling, and that was what happened. I was a little scared because at the beginning of the fight, he almost got knocked out. And I was like, what? Only 1 punch? But he survived and he started doing the wrestling, and that was the fight. We said it, like, Garcia doesn't have this crazy power on his hand. That was what saved the fight. But we have to be careful with Histon because he has shown that his chin is not the best one. So we have to be careful in that one.
Alright, so I do agree with most of that statement, but a well-placed punch, whoever you are, will bring you to your motherfucking knees. Yeah. Without question. Especially who's coming from. If it's coming from a power puncher and he lands it, Shadow, chances are, are gonna go to the Shadow realm. Chances are. But Histon shows, it's what we keep telling you, boys and girls. Wrestling and boxing together, and then, striking, you have better chances of winning a fight.
Yes, sir.
Now we're gonna move to the next fight of the night. It was a women's strawweight bout in which this one I honestly thought the other girl was gonna win, and it's between Demopoulos versus Oliveira. Demopoulos got the win. She got a knockdown. Not only that, 8 minutes of ground control, completely demolished Oliveira. Even though Oliveira in the 3rd round almost knocked her out, but I was talking to JC and I was telling her she already had a knockdown on this lady and 8 minutes control, 2 takedowns, and the hits, more significant hits than her. She can give away the worst 3rd round in history. Unless the referees and the motherfucking judges were betting against her, they'll probably rob her from that. But it was not gonna happen. Oliveira went all in, trying to knock her out because she knew right then and there that if she didn't finish her, she would not get the win.
One thing I wanted to add to that is Demopoulos has been winning four fights in a row. She has been turning around when fighters start to realize it, where are their weakness and their strength, they change. Look at that girl. She started implementing his wrestling because we all know that she has an amazing ground game, but she didn't do takedowns, and now she's changing and she's seeing the result. That's good IQ and good training camp.
Now we're gonna move for the next fight of the night. It was not our pick. It was a bantamweight bout between
the crazy fighters
versus Natividad.
Yes, sir.
Now Natividad did score a knockdown on this guy, but this guy was too active for this fella. I don't care what anybody says. It was way too many hits. He got too many hits on his face. He was just there. It was not reacting.
Back and forth all the fight, and something that is good from Ricky Turcios, he doesn't stop in the ground. He continues rolling and rolling. Natividad was just waiting for the counter strike, waiting for that big hit
to knock him out, and this guy just scored almost 200 blows on this guy's face, and a little bit more of a minute on ground control. But even though Natividad, they took down this guy 7 times to the ground.
For me, that fight was the fight of the night.
Yep.
The best fight in the card.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the next fight of the night. It's a bantamweight bout. Not a pig either.
Yeah.
It's Morales versus Jones.
We will say that Jones, we will take it because of the wrestling, but this fight was the worst fight that I have seen in a long time. No active, not doing nothing. But then Miles took the win, and props to him.
Right on, boys and girls. So we move on to the next one. It's between a women's flyweight bout between Maya versus Morales.
We said it. Plus money on Maya. We said it like this fight is gonna go to decision, and if you see you already know that the fight is going to decision, and one girl is minus 190 and the other girl is plus 160. I prefer to have the ticket on the Maya side plus 160 because we never know with these judges. So all the time that you think that the fight go to decision, I think that the best decision is going with the underdog.
Yep. So the next fight of the night is going to be a flyweight. I mean, it was a flyweight bout between Johnson versus Chumagulov. Listen, I kind of a little bit.
Robbery. For me,
I have a little problem with this one because either this one could have been Chumagulov or would have been a draw.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I agree that Johnson scored a little bit more significant hits to the head than Chumagulov, but they were on par when it comes to the activity and everything that they were throwing at each other.
And also, they took a point to Johnson because he was doing glitching and he kicked in the balls twice. So I don't know what the judges saw.
We already know, boy.
Imagine that when the fight closed, Chumagulov was minus 1,200 on the betting side, and they giving the fight to Johnson. Like someone make a lot of money.
For sure.
With that decision.
Or someone was about to lose someone was about to lose a bunch of money. I'm talking about one of those judges for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep betting, son of bitches. We know. Now the next fight of the night, bless you. The next fight of the night, and it was actually.
But sorry for interrupting you about that. Like Dana White is putting himself little by little in those judges and on the betting side, because he knows that he's making robberies. But at the end, I don't think that he can do nothing about that. How you're going to control the judges. You can, I think. That's my opinion.
Controlling who they bet against and how they manipulate shit.
It's like they can have a friend, and say to put the bet, like you don't have to be yourself placing the bet. That's for me is the main problem, right?
I mean that's if they're actually betting, but I'm very certain they're betting money on it.
Yeah, but not themselves, like giving to someone, like the worst robbery was what happened last car, remember? Like the guy that was changing the scorecard
that was sketchy as hell. Bro. That was really sketchy. I don't know what to think about that, to be honest. I was really confused when that shit was happening.
With the Silvana Juarez, and we bet on that fight.
I'm like, what?
They say that they have a split decision.
That has never happened.
Yeah, I have never seen
it. Never seen that.
Any promotion, no PFL, no Bellator, no nothing. Also in Bellator, props to Usman Nurmagomedov. He won against Patricky. So now they have a champion in UFC and a champion in Bellator.
Yep.
Those Dagestani, they don't play, bro. So let's continue with the lock of the night. Jack de la Medalena against Danny Roberts, Hot Chocolate. And Jack de la Medalena killed and annihilated, like my bro said. He was too much. Like this guy, I think that if doesn't exist the ground, he's the better in that division. But you have to start working on that, because when you start moving in the rankings, you will see guys that they were around there, guys like Ramanov, guys like Chimaev, like Covington, like the same Usman. So they have a lot of ground game, and you have to be aware of that, and you have to compete to that. So I think that this guy has a lot of potential. He's only 26, but he has to start working on that, because he's gonna start facing those guys. I think that if he can improve that, he will be unbeatable in the division. He is a future, at least UFC contender. I don't think like champion, but UFC contender.
So that's our second pick of the night, and we got it, boys and girls. And now also our lock of the night, 4 straight lock of the nights. And let's continue on and let's move on to this one fight that I want to touch a little bit.
The only one that we lost.
The only one that we lost. Welterweight bout between Fialho versus Salikov.
We had it to bet the fight doesn't go to a decision, and we said it.
I said, yeah.
And we did.
But it is what it is. You make decisions, and you gotta live with the consequences.
Yeah. We thought that the younger one is gonna take it, but
like Fialho looks like a goddamn monster out of a goddamn movie, and still he was put down by the Jetty himself, Salikov.
yeah,
Period. A bigger monster, I guess. And not much to say about that, except that kick really would have destroyed God himself if he would have come to the UFC to fight. That's how hard this guy got kicked. To the shadow realm and beyond, boys and girls. So, congrats on Salikov for getting that win.
Yeah.
He needed it.
yeah.
Fialho, you needed it more than him. But you need to work on your striking, my boy.
Yeah,
Not
I
a
think
fighter,
that more
but-
he's a striking defense because he's too hittable. Like he's like a punching bag. I think.
It's way too open, man.
Yeah.
He is it's living himself
Yeah.
for to be capitalized on, and you know, and things like this happen. I'm not a fighter like he is, because he's a trained fighter. Pretty sure if I fight against this guy, I'll probably last 10 seconds. But what I'm trying to say is that he's living himself too open,
Yeah.
and in all of his fights, he has potential, but does he want it?
Yeah.
That's the question. So we're gonna move on to the next fight of the night.
And also our
Our fourth pick in the night is going to be a heavyweight bout. And this one we got it as well. Sherman versus Waldo. Honestly, Waldo won this fight. And I honestly thought Waldo would knock out this guy before the third round. But it did not happen. Sherman lasted on his feet, even though he absorbed quite a couple of hits, boys and girls. He did. But he didn't do so bad as I kind
As we
of
thought.
he was going to do. I thought he was gonna get knocked out.
Yeah, but he won the fight clearly. I think that UFC is feeding him. Like, you know, like I didn't see like Chairman going like crazy like he usually does, you know.
Who's feeding who?
The UFC is feeding Waldo Cortez.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they
absolutely.
want to get to
but that's who you are when you are.
Latino market. You know?
That's who you are when you are a fighter coming into the UFC. You're not gonna fight the best straight up. You gotta move on to the rankings.
Yeah, but you know, like sometimes
Unless you are
they
Hamza
give you
Shimaev.
like they give you a harder way, you know, like a harder path, you know. Like for example, this guy Jack Shore that I love, they give him Ricky Simon in the first fight in the UFC, and he lost his undefeated record. You know, like sometimes they want to, you know, to give you a hard way and they fuck you up.
Yeah, but you're right on that. Ricky Simon is and he's not an easy fighter either.
Yeah.
He's very active in the first two rounds. Very explosive, that
Yeah.
dude. Now we're gonna move on to the next fight of the night. Is going to be
And our
a
last
lightweight and main event. Which,
That
by the
was
way, we
supposed-
never bet on the main event, but we betted on that. But when they pulled out of the Lewis and SPIVAC fight, we left it. We are like, no, we keep it.
Yeah,
That's it.
because
Leave
that,
it.
for
No,
me
no,
that
no.
was one of the easiest bet that we can get.
Easiest bet. We don't usually do this because it's you guys know the history behind this. Losing money in the main event, if you're not betting on something else to get it back, it's almost a loss most of the time. And when you boys and girls like us bet on the last fight of the card, you're gonna go all in, and that's not how it should be.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So we had a fight between a lightweight, heavyweight, and main event between Nchuku versus Kudalaba.
We just wanted that someone get killed. We didn't care who.
Kudalaba had this fight at some point, man.
Yeah,
I'm
in
gonna
the
say
first
this.
round.
I'm gonna say this. He had this fight at some point. He heard Nchuku against the fence, and started pounding on him. Then took him to the ground several times. Took him to the ground. He was actually using his IQ and putting this guy down. But then at some point he lets him go. He hits one knee.
Yeah.
When he's
The
trying to
second
grab
round.
the leg.
Yeah.
Impressive knee by this fella, because he was doing. I was talking to JC, when you are in that momentum trying to grab somebody in the legs and they come out with a knee, there's almost always that's gonna hit you in the face because you are in the momentum moving forward.
Like
You
must
are-
be that did to
to Ben Askren. Ben Askren couldn't move out of that. However, Masvidal said, "I'm gonna get you with a knee," and he did. But however, did we think that was gonna happen like that? Hell no, no. We thought it was gonna last 3 or 4 rounds. That's it. But this guy then he hits the secondary knee, which is the one that actually wobbles him pretty much. It goes all the way to the mat, you know, almost on his knees, and Chuku starts pounding on this guy, and that's it. KO, TKO, and that's it. And so we had, out of the 5 picks, we have 4. And boys and girls, that was not the most exciting card. It's a shame that Luis got sick and he was in the hospital and he couldn't fight. But better your health.
But they never like disclosure what was the.
They never do. They usually never do.
Yeah. No, sometimes they tell you, you know, like a wake up problem.
When it comes to
illness.
No, but if the wake up problems comes, it's probably gonna come in the scale, but you're gonna hear it right then and there. But when it comes to some crap like that, they don't reveal it at the spot.
Yeah.
But of course, they have to feel obligated to do so because everybody starts talking. Oh, she's chicken away, and this and that. Well, Louis shouldn't even care a flying fuck whatever anybody else is saying because, like I said, better your health than some money if it comes down to it.
Yeah.
And,
but you know what I think? I think that this is a loss to SPIVAC because right now you don't get the main event that you want, and when you get the fight again, maybe you have it like a common event or you have it like something else, and it's not gonna have the same market, and people are gonna see it the same way that if you win it. Like
that depends on what card and what card they put.
That's what I'm
that depends. It could actually be a better
pay-per-view or something like that.
I mean, it could have actually things.
It
probably
depends,
happened for
a
a better reason. Probably not because they could put in a worse card. But
that's
thinking about a worse card than this one is gonna be a little bit harder. But they could put that fight on a much better card, and it's gonna draw in a bunch of fellas. So that's
all depends.
That's a fact. That it all depends on which card they put in. And if Dana White, actually uses his hair follicles to move on with his crap. Alright, so boys and girls,
that's all for today. Next week we have vacation, and then we start with Thompson against Holland in Orlando.
Very interesting fight.
Yes, sir.
Very interesting fight. Holland, work on your ground, my dude.
Yeah, but
not against Thompson.
He doesn't have to be heavy.
But you gotta work on your ground.
Yeah.
That Hamza Chimaev fight. But Hamza Chimaev knows, man.
Yeah. Easy peasy.
Hamza Chimaev knows, man. Like, so he wants to fight Oliveira. That's all. This is the thing. Oliveira probably knows some ground, but not to the extent of Hamza. Hamza lives on the ground. He also is a good striker. But if Hamza goes and decides, I'm going to strike with this guy 5 rounds, he's going to get killed in 2. Because Oliveira is made for that stupid shit. He's been coming from there, but he doesn't come from the ground. So he knows, I get this guy's legs, put him in deep water, drain him of the stamina, it's gonna be over.
Yes, sir.
Alright, boys and girls, that's it for this. And I'll catch you boys and girls later in the next one. See ya. Bye-bye.